You already know something they don't. You've screenshotted a headline and sent it to someone just to win an argument. You've muted a family member over a politician. You've said, "Do your research," in a tone that meant, "I'm done explaining this to you." You felt personally attacked when someone criticized a person you have never shaken hands with, never had dinner with, never even been in the same room as. And yet, you defended them like they were yours. Science has an explanation, and it's not as embarrassing as it looks. Here are 5 psychological reasons people become completely devoted to high-profile figures. Number 3 is the one nobody wants to admit makes total sense. Number 1, the brain's alarm system. You felt something shifting. Your neighborhood looked different. Your industry started disappearing. The things that were supposed to be stable weren't. And then someone stood in front of a camera and said exactly what you were already feeling, out loud, without apologizing for it. Something clicked. Not politically, chemically. The amygdala, the brain's threat detection system, flagged that person as safe, filed them under protection. What felt like admiration was actually your nervous system running an ancient survival calculation. You weren't becoming a fan. You were finding shelter. Number 2, identity fusion. Then it got personal. Someone made a joke about the figure, posted a meme, left a comment, and you felt it. Not in your head, in your chest. You typed something back that you'd never say to someone's face. You refreshed the thread. You came back to it 3 hours later. Here's what was actually happening. Researchers call it identity fusion. The line between you and the figure had already dissolved. So the criticism didn't land on them. It landed on you. You weren't defending a stranger's reputation. Your brain was defending its own survival. The comment section at 11 p.m. wasn't irrational. It was deeply, chemically personal. Number 3, the dopamine of belonging. You shared the post. You went to the event. You argued with your cousin at Christmas dinner and didn't back down even when you probably should have. And afterward, even if it got awkward, part of you felt energized. Here's why. Belonging to something charged and exclusive releases dopamine hits that rival most things people do recreationally. Not metaphorically, biochemically. Your brain doesn't distinguish between a book club and a political movement. It just knows you're in a group. The group has stakes, and staying loyal keeps the reward coming. A tribe is a tribe. Dopamine doesn't check affiliations. It just keeps score. Number 4, cognitive dissonance shielding. Something happened that was hard to defend. You saw it in real time. You felt the discomfort for exactly 3 seconds. And then your brain went to work. Suddenly, there was context everyone was missing. Suddenly, the footage was being taken out of context. Suddenly, every outlet covering it had an obvious agenda, and the people criticizing it had never once questioned their own side. You didn't sit down and decide to think that. Your brain automated the entire process, rewrote the narrative, reinforced the loyalty, and filed it away before you even finished reading the headline. That's not a character flaw. That's cognitive dissonance shielding, an automated defense mechanism that protects identity from information that would otherwise collapse it. It happens fast. It happens quietly. And it happens to everyone. Number 5. Charismatic authority. Max Weber outlined this over a century ago, and somehow it still isn't required reading. Some figures don't lead through policy, not through systems, not through track records. They lead through pure gravitational pull, a quality that makes people feel seen, chosen, part of something that exists specifically because of them. The devotion that creates isn't a side effect of that kind of leadership. It's the entire mechanism. And here's the part worth sitting with. You felt the pull before you agreed with a single position, before you read a single policy. The feeling came first. Your brain built the case second, to justify a decision it had already made, the moment the personality landed. That's not manipulation. That's just how charisma has always worked. On everyone. Across every era. Every movement. Every figure who ever made a room feel like the room was waiting for them. So the next time you catch yourself defending someone you've never met, like their family, don't spiral. You didn't malfunction. You ran an ancient system on a modern problem with hardware that hasn't updated in 200,000 years. The amygdala doesn't know what a rally is. It just knows threat, safety, and tribe. You're not broken. You're just human.